What if the money sitting in your savings account today could eventually become the foundation of your future wealth? Not because you found a magical stock, not because you became a millionaire overnight, but because you learned how to move your money through a simple process. Earn it, save it, protect it, invest it, and let time do its work. Here's the part most people miss. Saving money is only the beginning. You can save $10,000, $20,000, or even $50,000. But if you never learn what to do with that money next, you may spend years simply accumulating cash without building a real wealth system. So in this video, we're going to walk through the step-by-step path from simple savings to investments, and stay until the end, because the final step is what turns investing from something you occasionally do into a system that can potentially build wealth for decades. First, understand the difference between saving and investing. Saving is primarily about safety, liquidity, and short-term goals. Investing is about putting money into assets with the potential to grow or generate income over time. Your emergency money has a different job from your retirement money. If you need money next month to pay rent, you probably don't want to depend on a volatile investment being worth exactly what you need at that moment. But money you won't need for many years can potentially have a different role. That's the first mental shift. Don't ask, "Where should I put all my money?" Ask, "What job does each dollar need to perform?" Step 1 is to create a financial surplus. Before investing, understand your cash flow. How much comes in every month? How much goes toward necessities? How much goes toward debt? And how much can realistically be saved? Let's say you earn $2,000 a month and spend $1,700. You have a $300 surplus. That $300 is the raw material for your wealth-building system. You don't need to start with thousands of dollars. You need money left over consistently. And here's your first action step. Calculate your monthly surplus today. If you don't know that number, you don't yet have control of your financial system. Step 2 is to build an emergency fund. Before aggressively investing, create a financial cushion for unexpected expenses. Your car breaks down. Your income temporarily falls. A major bill appears. Without emergency savings, you may be forced to borrow money or sell investments at exactly the wrong time. Your emergency fund isn't supposed to make you rich. It's supposed to keep you from becoming financially desperate. Once that foundation exists, step 3 is to separate short-term money from long-term money. This is incredibly important. Money you'll need soon should generally be kept somewhere relatively stable and accessible. Money intended for long-term wealth building can potentially be invested. Think of your money as different buckets. One bucket is for emergencies, one is for upcoming expenses, and another is for long-term growth. This simple separation can prevent a huge mistake: investing money you cannot afford to leave invested. Now, step 4, deal with expensive debt. Imagine you're investing while carrying credit card debt with a very high interest rate. Your investment might grow, but the interest on your debt could be working against you. That doesn't mean every debt must be paid off before you invest anything. The right decision depends on the interest rate, your circumstances, and your goals. But expensive debt deserves serious attention, because building wealth while paying extremely high interest can feel like trying to fill a bucket with a hole in the bottom. Step 5 is where things get exciting. Choose your investment goal. Don't begin by asking, "Which stock should I buy?" Begin with, "What am I investing for? Retirement, financial independence, a future business, a long-term wealth portfolio." Once you know the goal, determine your time horizon If you need the money in 2 years, you may have very different considerations than someone investing for 30 years. Time changes the strategy. Risk changes the strategy. Your financial situation changes the strategy. So don't copy someone else's portfolio simply because they're making money online. Now, step 6. Learn what you're actually buying. Stocks represent ownership in companies. Bonds generally represent lending money to governments or organizations. Funds can hold collections of investments. Real estate can potentially generate rental income and appreciate over time, but it also comes with costs, risks, and responsibilities. One popular approach for long-term investors is using diversified funds that track broad market indexes. Instead of trying to predict which single company will dominate the future, you can own a broad collection of companies through a fund. That doesn't eliminate risk, but it can reduce your dependence on one individual investment. And here's a powerful retention point. The goal isn't to find the investment that can make you rich fastest. The goal is to build a strategy you can survive long enough to benefit from. Step 7 is to start small and stay consistent. Suppose you can invest $100 a month. Start with $100. Don't wait until you have $10,000, because the first investment teaches you something no book can fully teach you. How you react when your money moves up and down. You might see your investment rise. You might see it fall. And you'll discover whether you panic, chase trends, or stick to your plan. That's why investing is partly financial knowledge and partly emotional discipline. Step 8 is to automate your investing. This is where a simple habit can become a powerful system. Instead of saying, "I'll invest whatever is left at the end of the month," consider making investing part of your regular financial routine. Your income arrives. A predetermined amount goes toward your investment account. Then you live on the remainder. Why does this work? Because it removes some of the decision-making. You don't have to negotiate with yourself every month. You already made the decision. Step 9 is to increase your investments when your income increases. This is where your wealth-building engine can accelerate. You start with $100 per month. Then you get a raise. Instead of allowing every extra dollar to disappear into lifestyle inflation, increase your investment contribution. Maybe $100 becomes $150, then $200, then $300. Your income grows, and your wealth building rate grows with it. And this brings us to one of the most powerful forces in investing: compounding. When your investments potentially generate returns, those returns can remain invested. Then future returns can potentially build on the larger balance. It's not magic. It's time plus returns plus continued contributions. The early years can feel painfully slow, but that's normal. A small portfolio won't suddenly transform your life overnight. The real power appears when contributions and potential investment growth have many years to work together. Step 10 is perhaps the hardest. Don't destroy your strategy with your emotions. Markets go up. Markets go down. There will be crashes. There will be exciting new trends. There will be people online claiming they've discovered the next guaranteed investment. And there will be moments when everyone seems terrified. Your job isn't to predict every move. Your job is to have a strategy before the emotions arrive, because the investor who constantly buys from excitement and sells from fear can sabotage an otherwise reasonable plan. So create rules. Know what you're investing for. Know your time horizon. Know your acceptable level of risk. And understand why you own each investment. Finally, step 11. Turn investing into a system, not an event. This is the ultimate transformation. Saving money once is an event. Investing once is an event, but automatically saving and investing every month for years, that's a system. And systems are powerful because they don't depend on motivation. Imagine looking back 10 years from now. You won't remember every $50 or $100 contribution, but those small decisions may have accumulated into something significant. And that's the real lesson. You don't need to become an expert overnight. You don't need to predict the next market winner. You don't need to start rich. You need to create a path, earn, save, protect, control expensive debt, define your goals, invest, automate, increase contributions, stay diversified, give it time. That is how simple savings can gradually become an investment portfolio. So here's your challenge. Before you leave this video, write down 3 numbers: how much you have saved, how much you can invest every month, how many years you can leave that money invested. Those 3 numbers give you the beginning of a plan. And if this video helped you understand the journey from saving to investing, hit the like button, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs to hear this. Then comment START if you're ready to stop thinking about money only as something to save or spend, and start thinking about how some of it can potentially work toward your future. Because wealth doesn't usually begin with a huge investment. It often begins with one small amount of money, one disciplined decision, and the willingness to repeat it.